hopefully, I'm gonna reset this though. Hopefully, track IR will now work. Get rid of the low light comp and the autofocus. It chugs the frame rate. There we go. Watch now as I'm not able to get back in the server. I guarantee it. That should just auto-connect us to the most recent server. Or not. Fucking... Just. Let's go. I don't know why my Better Matter server comes up if I type in just as in like just dogfight. I wonder if it's intentional. Clever play if it is. There we go. We have 2 lights on our track IR, which is good news. It means it's actually working. You just fidget around a bit. Gotta get comfortable. One day without technical problems would be nice. One day. Just one. Has it reset my head position in the 15? I feel like it has. Oh, my track IR is so sensitive. Shit. I gotta put it back in precision mode, but I don't remember the keybind. It's like Control F7 or something. Yeah, I am flying a 15. Oh god. And I'm already getting car lost. Right, give me a moment to unfuck this. I forgot, by unplugging my track IR, I unprecisioned it. There we go. Yes, the people have spoken, they want F-15, so here I am flying the F-15 against Carlos, which is about the most miserable experience I think a human being can have in DCS. Because he's a lot better at this than I am. My binds for this are all fucked up as well, because I don't usually fly it, so my air brake's on some weird switch or other. Should probably change that. Oh, hello. Your enemy. It's probably the king himself. Somebody's golden showering me from behind. I like the multicolor fucking glitching going on in my mirror there. And I'm asleep. See, I don't know how he pulls that kind of nose authority, because I can't do it. And already dead. I don't understand how people enjoy this. Like, literally, I don't understand how people enjoy the F-15 in BFM. It's such easy mode. The only thing that can reliably kill it is another F-15. No, that's kind of beside the point, though, Saber. If people redeem the Alamau, they get Alamau. The whole point is to go into the arena and just fuck with people. The problem is that I'm dealing with a pair of habitual F-15 people. Bro!
Left engine fire.
God damn.
Right engine.
I forgot, not only do they pull 15 Gs on the merge, they also spawn camp you. Most skilled dogfighter in DCS, by the way, if you ask his opinion. Here comes the head-on golden shower. Oh no, he did take it. I hate this plane so much. If you took the F-15 out of the dogfight servers, didn't he get fucked in Movers dogfighting competition? I don't remember if he even participated in the end. I know he bitched on the forums about the G limit like crazy, because he can't... Like, Carlos, this is the thing. Carlos talks mad shit about how good he is, but he literally cannot dogfight in anything other than the F-15. Like, if you put him in any other jet, or you put G restrictions on the 15, he can't do it. He just cannot do it. I have no control of the... Oh, because I'm missing a fucking tail. That would do it. The only way to kill him when he's in the 15 is get him while he's distracted by somebody else. This is why I don't play on the dogfighting servers anymore, and this is probably why I'm gonna either get rid of or really increase the cost on the Alamau. It's like, it was fun while it lasted, but it's just too try-hardy now. Like, it's impossible to have fun on the dogfighting servers for me, because either I get ganged up on, or this happens. It's Carlos and his mates in F-15s, and they're just sitting behind your spawn waiting. So if you're wondering why I haven't been doing any Mirage dogfighting when I used to love doing it, this is why. It's impossible now. It's actually impossible to have fun. In here or in just dogfight. Although of the two, this tends to be a bit more try-hardy. Because this is where all the serious business BFM guys hang out. I'm too slow. He's just gonna slot in behind me now. Yeah, there's the golden shower.
Failure. Hydraulic.
GS is no fun in a 15 either.
Hydraulic failure.
We'll try one more, but I'm not enjoying this. Runway bombing? Yeah, but in Cold War that'll get me in a lot of trouble. I blew too much speed there following that up. And now, he has all the speed in the world, which he's going to use to crank his nose around on me. There it is. Come on. Oh, and my golden shower misses. God damn it. Why is this plane fucking... It just doesn't regain energy. Like, I tried to unload it and it still wouldn't regain. It's weird. I don't know, the way the F-15 flies in DCS is bizarre. I don't really like it. It may even be accurate, I don't know, but it feels weird.
Left engine
Of course, the double team,
Left
the
engine
classic.
fire. Left engine fire.
To be fair, it's not the 1 vs 1 arena, but still.
Left engine fire. Left engine fire.
This is why it's not fun. Like, people just double team all day.
Left engine fire. Left engine fire. Right engine fire. Hydraulic failure.
Carlos, that was his buddy eyes on. I think I'm gonna nix the Ailamaus for the time being because it's not fun anymore. It was funny at first, but it's kind of getting crap. Is anyone still on Cold War? Holy shit. Slight outnumber there, Blue. But you know what? I might just call it for DCS for the day. Because we're not having much luck. Put it that way. So give me a moment. Yeah, the F-15 is literally easy mode. Like, if somebody says, oh, I'm really good at BFM, and I see them slot up in an F-15, I just assume that they're not actually good at BFM. Like, there are people who know how to use the F-15 to its best potential. See Carlos, like, he knows how that thing works in DCS. But most of the specialized F-15 guys, you put them in literally any other module, especially a full fidelity one, and one that doesn't have the control augmentation system. They die on their ass because they don't know what they're doing. To be fair, I'm kind of the same. If you put me in something other than what I'm used to, I'm pretty crap. But not quite that crap. Why did Alpin ban OCA strikes? Because, well, first of all, it's easier for Blue to do because the Vigans specialized into that role. So they could just fuck with us all day. And there was nothing we could really do about it. The other thing is people were complaining. I didn't mind Blue fucking with our airfields because I can take off from roads. I don't need a runway. But, yeah, other people were complaining. It was kind of beside the point of the missions. Like, people were skipping the actual mission objectives to bomb runways, and Alpin just got sick of it, I guess. It's kind of a shame because I enjoyed the gameplay of attacking airfields and defending my own, but it is what it is.
Отказ систем. Смотри экран.
Is the F-15 flight model done down, or is it just a good plane? It's a very good plane. As for the flight model, I've heard it both ways. But, in any case, it is the easy mode of DCS gunfighting. It's the easy mode of a lot of things in DCS, to be fair. What I might do is, I won't do it now because I'd have to open my browser and then shit'll explode, but I might refund all you guys your channel points and we'll try and figure out something else fun we can do instead of fucking Ailamaus. We'll wait to redeem them until the F-15 heroes get bored and learn to fly something else. What am I looking for? The fuck is that resolution? Give me a moment.
Настроена на сердце под прицелом. Но этот путь в конце концов пройти придется всем. Кто-то раньше, кто-то позже. Один итог. И чем больше мы теряем, мы становимся сильней. Когда в сны размеренным шагом вступает легион, уступая плацдарм.
Fight it dumb, it's called Cold War after all, and a major objective for our assets is to neutralize enemy airfields, but I guess Alpin's just a sore runway conservist. I don't know. I think it's because, like, the thing is, he doesn't want people disrupting the flow of the missions. The missions are supposed to be a particular thing. I get it, but I also kind of see where you're coming from. Boy, I sure hope I remember my password for this. Oh, I do. Excellent. I know you guys are still on a waiting screen. That is deliberate. Yeah. Steve, I regret to inform you that there is nobody playing Rise of Flight right now, unfortunately. Actually, I stand corrected, there's one person. Two people. No, one person, because one of them's a server client.
Отказ систем. Смотри экран.
Hey, Vertec. Yeah, so Rise of Flight, sadly, is a no-go for today. Maybe there's a peak period when it does actually populate. I'll have to figure out when, because I do want to get back into that game. It was a wonderful game. But, let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, that's true, Mike Delta. Back in the day before there was an actual hard and fast rule against it, if one team was really badly outnumbered, I used to try and hit runways as a way of offsetting that, but even then it was usually secondary runways. Runways are the small brain way of knocking out an airfield anyway. The best way is obviously parking spots, although that's kind of exploiting a DCS mechanic. And the other way is ammo and fuel, which is a lot more fun because it makes big boom boom when you hit it. MiG-28 guide when? You want Tricker for that one. Tricker's the F5 expert. Mike, you usually play blue, so tell me if I'm wrong here, but the impression I've been getting from the last couple times I've had to fill in is that blue seem to have trouble with strikers. Like, I know you do a lot of logistics work. You guys always seem to have really good logistics going on with the sling loading. But the last couple of missions I played blue, it seems like there's just really not that much strike happening unless it's against actual ground units, like the open range especially. The last several times on blue I played it, it's only been me or maybe one or two other people hitting ground targets, and it just doesn't get done by mission end. I'm probably just unlucky then. I will say though, the factory target in open range takes quite a few runs to knock out. At least in the Vigan. Probably less if it was a better pilot than me, but it's quite a large target. There's quite a few structures there. Hello, Guy. Welcome to the stream. Just waiting for IL-2 to update, since Rise of Flight is a no-go, unfortunately. I mean, I could do Rise of Flight single player or something, but it has the same issue as the IL-2 Great Battle series. The AI is not very good. You know what, instead of the Be Right Back screen, we'll just have the black background. I will speak to you from the void. Yeah, fair enough. I've noticed that it's more common for mixed loadouts on Blue. It's very rare to see a MiG carrying any air-to-ground stuff unless we're intentionally trying to fuck up an airfield or something, but I've noticed quite a few F5s are usually carrying bombs or rockets or something. Which is weird, because you've got such a good strike platform in the Viggen, and the Viggens are often doing air-to-air, and then the F5s are doing air-to-ground. It's opposites day. Yeah, I wish they put some more time into Combined Arms. It's a lot of fun. I think some of the best fun I've had on Cold War was when I managed to sneak a BMP onto an enemy airbase. I have to make a Be Right Back screen as well. I mean, if you want to. I quite like my photos there, but Max was actually working on one, but Max has the same problem as me, which is to say extreme ADHD, so I don't know if he even remembers he was doing it. And I feel kind of bad reminding him, because I don't want him to feel like I want him to do it, like I want him to rush. He totally decided to do it of his own initiative, so... I don't really use the S5s. If I'm going to do air-to-ground in the 21, I usually take the S24s, although admittedly the S24s need to be given a bit of a whack with the Nerf bat. The 24Bs are okay, they're the ED-24s, but the S-24A, which is the one that came with the MiG-21 module, I have serious questions about that thing's effectiveness. It's a bit too powerful, I think. Remember to send me the tracks. I've already forgotten which tracks. Do you want track files from missions? Because those aren't gonna... Those only work with the same version of DCS, so a lot of my good ones are dead, so to speak. Oh, right, yeah, I gotcha. I'll send it later. So those who don't care about loadouts... Yeah. I've taken to, when I fly the 21 now, unless we're badly outnumbered, I usually only take 2 R60s, 2 R3R, 2 R60s, just so I don't exhaust our supply so quickly. I've been trying to do the AJ37 thing, where I only take 4 pylons worth, so like today I was running initially high drags, but I couldn't get them to work because I forgot how to do it. So I took 2 rocket pods and then 2 RB-24s on the inboards, the 24Js. Which I actually got some use out of today. I got to shoot some people down, which was nice. If only 21 has S8. I wonder if some of the upgraded ones do. But the S8 pods are quite heavy. Like, I'd imagine there's a substantial difference in weight between the S5 and the S8 pods. That might be why it can't carry them. But then the S24s would be really heavy too, so... And it can carry fuel tanks on those pylons. Yeah. What's the issue? When you've got a public server, you've got to kind of... And this is what I was trying to get across to the guys that wanted the Skyhawk. I would love the Skyhawk in the server, but when you're running a public server with no password and not even an official Discord, because Alpin has a thing against Discord, fair enough, it's really hard to actually curate the missions and get people to play them the way you want. And so... you spend more time balancing around the stuff players actually do than you do around what you actually envision the mission as being. It's a real headache, and I don't blame him for some of the decisions he makes, to be honest. I think a lot of people don't really realize that. Like, some of the guys that mostly play with squadron mates probably think everywhere's like that, and you can just throw whatever you like into the mission, it just works. It's not how it goes at all. It doesn't just work. Nearly done updating. We might try out the Tiffy. I think finished pilots is usually populated this time of day, so we'll try the Tiffy out and see how we go. Or if it's on an early war plane set, we'll maybe fly the Yak again. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a pain to even make a single-player mission work, but when you want to make a multiplayer mission work, you got to make sure all your scripts are working properly, you got to make sure all the objectives are lined up properly, all the loadouts are working, all the warehousing, which is usually the problem on Cold War after an update, and then you got to make sure the players play it the way you intend. Or if they don't, there's some way to, like, funnel them towards what you want. Yeah. Last time I tried to do the cargo drop for the MiG-29, I had another Mi-8 who wasn't on comms. He's a regular, but he's never on comms. He just about muscled me off of my crate, so we nearly mid-aired, because I couldn't see him, he was above me. And then I saw him smash one of the crates, so I had to try and dissuade him from taking mine, because I saw him smash the other. Thankfully I got it to the airbase safely, but it's just... You have 2 chances, and all it takes is for one person to fuck up twice, and you're screwed for the rest of the mission. Yeah, exactly. And that mission in particular, because of the bad weather now, you really need those aircraft. Like, the situational awareness on the other fighters is so bad in that kind of weather, you really need your 14s, excuse me, and your 29s, otherwise you're going to have a bad day. Zeus XX Aviation, thanks for the follow, by the way. Just noticed that alert now. I am struggling a bit with them these days. The new mission was up and running the other day. I wasn't streaming, I just hopped on for a bit to fly with Seal, and that was interesting because Alpen's intention was to have people, I mean, you were there, you know this, but for the people that weren't there, Alpen's intention was to have a very sort of knife fight in a phone booth sort of thing, where everyone's based on Crete. It's divided along the you know, the Greek and the Turkish border, basically. And so Red is on the Turkish side, which means we had one sort of medium-sized airfield with 2 runways, one long, one short, and then we had a bunch of little tiny, narrow, short strips, barely more than a road, which the MiG-21s were operating from. And the objective is to hit structures at the airfield, like buildings, right? The thing is, though, because those MiG-21 airfields are so small, one bombing run on one of them, Kingsfield, I think it was, it basically wiped out all our 21s at that field, because I was spawning in a crater, and the other 21 spawn was out of the crater, but couldn't get to the runway because of the craters. So all it takes is one pass, and you basically wiped out an airfield. And just because of where the border is, and this is the other thing with Alpen's mission making, he tends to have like a story in his head where, you know, this is the background, this is the context of this mission. And unfortunately getting that to reconcile with the layout of the map can be difficult, because it meant that in this particular case, Blue had Pathos, they had Larnaca, and they had Akrotiri, which are, you know, a civilian, I think 1 civilian and 2 air bases, or 2 civilian and 1 airbase, but they're substantial airbases with multiple runways, taxiways, lots of parking spots, dispersal at Akrotiri. So they had a really good setup to avoid getting knocked out, whereas we had one airfield that was kind of resistant to bombing, the rest were one pass with a big and it's dead. So, because players will naturally think, and this is how my brain works too, given any opportunity I'll attack an airfield, it's a lot of fun. Given the mindset of most players, you give them an objective to bomb something at an airfield, their first reaction is going to be, right, let's decommission the airfield and then bomb the objective. Because if you don't decommission the airfield, people will take off from it and shoot you down on the way in or out, right? So you wipe the runway, or the parking area, or whatever, and then you can bomb it safely. And that's exactly what happened. It pretty much made it impossible for Red to do anything. Which, you know, it's legitimate. They were legitimate targets, and it makes sense to bomb the runway. It just makes it not fun to be on the receiving end of it, which is the other problem. You got to balance what's actually fun with what plays well. So it was really difficult. Flew across with the crate. Reds hit our FARP hard. Spent all my time trying to keep it active. Yeah, it sounded like they were all over it. I got on and I saw that, first of all, you know, you guys were really badly outnumbered, and second of all, the Vigans were all empty, and I thought, right, well, I can at least contribute something by trying to bomb the factory out, and I think I got there... How many attack runs did I actually make? I think 3 successful attack runs. I had one where my bombs hung because I forgot something. I did something wrong, that's probably too fast. And then got shot down. I think I hit 3 lots of rockets. So I'd maybe knocked out about a third of the factory, maybe half. What do you be flying? IL-2? Yep. Cyprus is difficult, but so much fun. Yeah. It's so hard to spot people on that island. Like, the rest of Syria is pretty detailed, like the rest of the Syria map's pretty detailed, but Cyprus is so densely populated. I merged with F5s multiple times and I could not see them. Like, I'd see them coming towards me in the merge and I'd look and they'd just be gone. As soon as they went into Afterburner and the smoke trails cut out, I couldn't see them anymore. It was really frustrating. I'm sure they had the same problem. The MiG-21's not easy to spot either. I think I merged with you once over the mountains and I didn't realize that I was actually merged with 2 F5s until I hit one of you and the second one came in. It's a fun mission. I'm curious to see how it gets adjusted over time, because he, you know, Alpin was playing it with us, so he was aware of the frustrations on red. I like the Cyprus setting. I like that it's kind of close proximity brawling, but I'm just not sure what the best way is to stop people from, you know, wiping airfields before anyone can really get out and have some fun. I've never been a fan of the no attacking airfields rule. Like, I get why it's there and I agree with it in principle, but I've just never been a fan of it. But on that map, I'm not sure there's any alternative. You might need like a safe airfield or something for each team. Yeah, it's kind of a difficult target because, at least in the older versions of the mission where it's clear weather, you can see it quite far out. But once you get in close with the cloud shadows, it's just invisible. On my first run-in, I was relying on smoke from somebody else attacking it to guide me in, but all the subsequent attack runs, I was struggling to pick out targets. I couldn't tell which buildings had been hit, which were still up. I'm not exactly the most accurate with the rockets in that thing, so I know I hit some stuff, I just don't know how much. Extra SAM defense? Yeah, I don't know, the blue ones seemed semi-effective. The Chaparrals are crap, but they seem less crap than the original Strellas. Because I don't think our air defense really hit anything. The other thing too, and I started doing this towards the end of the mission once we were running out of available fighters, and once we ran out of Mi-24s. The other thing is, if you have someone in a JTAC slot, they can drive a BTR or a Shilko or whatever, and obviously the reverse for blue, from either Larnaca or Kingsfield. You can drive them on the road. It's like 15 kilometers, it's not that far. It's like a 5-10 minute drive. So at the end of the mission, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get a BTR onto Larnaca and just deny people the ability to use it to base out of, but by then everyone had left anyway. The interesting thing is with the clouds, the cloud shadows are controlled by the same setting as normal shadows, so if you have your shadows turned off, which a number of people do, mostly for performance reasons, you can see perfectly on an overcast mission. Whereas if you have shadows turned on, you can't see shit. So I think I might have to post this on the forums or something, make a suggestion, but I think ED need to make it so that cloud shadows are hard-coded on, because otherwise it just... This is the thing, right? In a multiplayer game, you got min-maxes and then you got simmers, and the two of them tend to be at odds with each other. But it's very easy to min-max visibility by turning shadows off. Figured out taxiing the I-16? Yes! I took it off successfully several times the other day off stream. So maybe next stream before we jump into Cold War, we can do a little I-16 joyriding. I still haven't successfully landed it, though. Though, to be fair, my only attempt at landing it has been at night in overcast, so that didn't help either. It's just, the DCS Warbirds are very sensitive on the rudder, I find, compared to anything else. Like, in IL-2, you don't really need that much rudder, and once you compensate for P-Factor, you just hold the rudder there. Likewise, with the Spitfire and Flight Sim, there's almost no P-Factor in that. Like, there's a bit, but not a lot, so you don't really need a lot of rudder to account for it. But in DCS, you're, like, just dancing on the rudder, and if you overcorrect, which is what I was doing in the I-16, you have a very bad day. You end up upside down. Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, like, you know, shadows, visibility distance for buildings, because, you know, the distance buildings render in at can obscure ground targets. Same thing with trees. It actually makes it easier to spot ground targets from further away than closer in, particularly with things like the A-10 or the Su-25, because you might be able to see something where the trees haven't popped in yet, and then as they pop in, you lose your target, particularly on Syria. And then, yeah, resolution itself, because that affects your ability to spot dots, and then the dots can be either air or ground targets. Back when it was still showing imposter dots as white specks at nighttime, I was able to spot EWRs and SAMs from like 100 kilometers away because of that. MSFS King Air has no P-Factor at all, it's like a jet. Yeah, it's weird, the Spitfire and MSFS, by the way, there's a patch for that, which I didn't realize I'd missed out on, so maybe it's fixed some of the issues. I'll have to test it later. It doesn't really have a lot of P-Factor, in fact it has almost none, but it does exhibit secondary effects of controls. I think it was doing accelerated stalls from memory, I'll have to do a bit more aerobatics in it to figure it out. It's interesting, to say the least. But I'm sure with more development time it'll improve. It certainly looks the part. Oh, also, I got a Yak 18T for MSFS, so we'll see how we go. We might continue our voyage in that instead of the Spitfire. It'll be a bit more thematically consistent, even if it's much slower. All the prop tendencies can get complicated. Yeah, but I feel like they shouldn't be complicated enough for it to be a problem for FS 2020. Like, I've heard a lot of opinions about the quality of the flight modeling, but from what I can tell, at least what seems to be true, besides Asobo's marketing and the, you know, all the stuff that comes with that, it seems to be a reasonably solid basis, but they just haven't fleshed it out properly. That's what it seems like. I could be wrong. So with time, hopefully we'll see it improve. Because default FSX flight modeling was not very good either, but there were some modules for that had amazing flight models. Yeah, and apparently free castering tail wheels work now too, so I don't know, we'll have to test it out. It might just be that Flying Iron are dividing their time between the A7 and the Spitfire a bit, so the updates are a bit slow. Yeah, the dot issue was... It's already... Like, the thing is, I love flying at night. I wish there were more excuses to do it in DCS. But some of the night missions, particularly Sneaky Bastards, it was a nightmare, because I'd be flying at like 1.8 gamma or whatever. I think the highest I ever had it set was 2.2, which is a default, but like I usually fly at 1.8 now on this new monitor. And I could not see the difference between the sea and the air. Like, I was flying on instruments in BFM, which is not something I recommend at all. And some of the other guys, they must have been able to see me. They must have had their gamma cranked, because they were flying as if it was broad daylight. Yeah, I think it is Veritech. I tested negative, so I just got the results back this morning. So it's either a flu or a cold or something. Tried the MSFS Corsair at P40? If so, what did you think? I'm looking at getting the Corsair. I'm very tempted. I haven't tried the P40 yet, though, so I haven't tried either of them. But from what I've seen of the Corsair, it looks very impressive. And yeah, I need to change the game. And the stream title, since we know I don't have the plague now. I've noticed when I tab out of IL-2, it gets stuttery as hell. No, not that one. There we... Ah! Keyboard! Great battles. Oh, bro. There we go. Finally! Jesus. Ever fly warplanes in DCS? Occasionally. Not as often as I'd like to. Let's go multiplayer. Put the squadron code on the Tiffy too. Oh, sick! They've started implementing that? Awesome. That's like the feature I wanted most in this game. Yeah, I never change my gamma either. Like, I take it if it's really dark, it means I'm not supposed to be able to see very well, so I just leave it. With that said, it might be set a little low for my monitor because the overcast missions can be almost night-like at times, but it's not too bad. I usually just leave it. But I know that some people do just crank gamma when it gets dark. It's, again, it's kind of like a min-max gamer versus sim thing. Most DCS players fall somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle. Depending what mood I'm in. It's getting slowly rolled out. Currently only the P-51 and Tiffy have them. The P-51 has new bullet holes too, doesn't it? I guess the Tiffy would as well. Thanks for the help tonight. Been a pleasure as always. Look forward to the next fight. Yeah, man. I will catch you soon. I'll probably be playing again either tomorrow or the day after, so I will see you around. Hope you have a wonderful evening for you, I think. Oh, Kubinka. Oh, yes, boy! Let's take the Tiffy. I'm still kind of sad it's not the car door. I do prefer the car door Tiffy, but... Rockets. Gun sight without reflector. We'll go with the 3-bladed prop. No, we don't need that. Rockets. Do I want rockets? We might just go clean to start with, and then we'll figure out maybe if we want to hit some ground targets too. Oh, look at that thing. What a beauty. It'd be cool if you could set the serial number too. That might be something for them to add later. Let's go mid 44. Oh, you can change the color too. Holy shit. That's kind of cool. Birthday today, and what did I do? Get a bone marrow biopsy? Oh shit, dude. Happy birthday. Sounds like you need a happy birthday after that. Jesus. Ooh. Just pick some letters at random. Probably have to manipulate my viewpoint a little. A lot of the default IL-2 viewpoints I'm not a huge fan of. So we will... zoom it out a little. Actually, that's not bad. That isn't bad. And then it's F10 to save it, isn't it? Go ahead and save that there. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. That's the wrong button. That's the one I want. Play IL-2 Clister Dover as well? Occasionally, yeah. I kind of miss the boat on Clister Dover's prime time, but I do play it occasionally. It's one of my favorite sims. Oh, they pull through the prop on this too. This isn't how these engines work, my dudes. Set it to about 80. Got my first kill on Storm before doing bomb rescue. It was nice after being shot down by 109s constantly. Congratulations! See the pictures of the RF8 I posted earlier? I haven't yet. I haven't checked Discord since last night. I'll check them out later. Oh, the Kaufman starter! You hear that? That bang? That's a giant fucking shotgun cartridge. I think it's a 12 gauge blank, basically, that fires to kick the engine over. That's quite cool that they actually made the sound for that. There's a catch on the throttle lever. Do you know what it's bound to by default? Oh, mixture to run. Ah, clever. There we go. IL-2 have third-party plane makers? No, it doesn't. Oh, really? It does? Shit, I didn't know that. I thought it was all in-house. Let's get the big heavy tail off the ground. There we go. I'm gonna go pretty much west from here, which actually means I need to turn right slightly. Might actually need to kick my view up a little. Right about there. Enjoy the roll rate. Oh boy! Blistering speed. Blistering speed. Ah, the radiator's either open or closed. Good to know. We'll just leave it open. I know it's going to be draggy, but whatever. I appear to have tumbled my gyro already, somehow. Impressive. Yeah, already using oxygen because of the carbon monoxide leaks that the Tiffy was infamous for. So I took off from Kubinka. I want to head southwest, actually. In fact, somewhere over there is where the action should be happening. Rearwards visibility is okay, it's not fantastic. It's been a hot minute since I played IL-2, so I'm not expecting to do very well here. Long break, new aircraft, everything. So I want to follow a short little patch or river. We should be able to see some fighting going on there. Got an airfield over there. It's probably that one. So that's maybe Dorozovo we're over? Maybe? Question mark? So that's actually the objective, should be right up my nose now. Red smoke. So there are ground targets around here. I forget which color smoke signifies which team, if red is friendly to red or if red is enemy targets for red. Why no 40mm? Typhoon doesn't have them. Or at least this variant doesn't. Red should be allied, gotcha. Yeah, it looks like it's in the right place to be allied, so that would make sense. See smoke down there. A lot of ground units down there. What do you use for zooming in and out? The, what is it, TMS, I think? The thumb, one of the thumb hats on the Warthog. I prefer to use the slider on my throttle like I do in DCS, but I don't know if IL-2 will let me do that. I know there was a reason I didn't do it. It was either it wouldn't let me or it was too much of a pain in the ass to set up. I use that for mixture currently, but I might change that since I'm usually not adjusting my mixture too much in flight. Honestly, I just need another slider. Next flight we might come back with some rockets. Just exploded down there. I'm guessing artillery maybe. Or there's there's probably tanks fighting down there. Yeah, there's blue smoke there. So any units over there should be hostile. Stutter there. Big fat load of nothing happening right over here, he says, moments before getting domed. I think that's artillery going off under me. I don't see any aircraft. Hell of a lot of ground units, but no aircraft. I also got to try and remember what I got my rocket release bound to for when I do load them up. Yes. I don't know. Might almost be worth flying back now and picking some up. It says, apparently nobody else here would be an excellent opportunity for a ground attack run. Before they do all turn up. Just gonna go northeast, pretty much straight northeast. Minor heart attack moment. I got a bit of dust on the edge of my screen. There we go. Honestly, I think it's really ugly. Really, really ugly. Don't like the intake. I don't like the position or amount of anhedral, correction. The amount of anhedral on the canards. Yeah, the Rafale is a much better looking jet. At a DSI it would be better. I don't know if the DSI would help much for aesthetics, to be honest. I think it'd be ugly either way. I think that might be Kubinka over there. Yeah, it should be. That's the only other airbase near here, I think. Yeah, that's Kubinka. Turn the muffle lights on so people know we're coming into land. Yeah, might be, Steve, or they're all up the other end of the front. Make sure I don't get bounced on the way in. Oh, Enigma's on. Runway looks awful short from this angle, but it might just be perspective. This is going to be a very unpleasant landing, probably. Imagine being lined up with the runway. Can't even. We're gonna kind of aim for the taxiway here, I think. I don't trust myself to have enough braking distance. Oops-a-daisy. tried to ground loop on me. No, this is a Hawker Typhoon. Right, there we go. Go ahead and shut it down. Fat lot of nothing happened that mission. So we'll fly from. It looks like they're all the action's up there. Okay. Staritsa is the closest air base. And I want to go south-southeast. But yeah, let's take some shooty boys. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Mirage probes are fixed. But they were kind of an afterthought, to be honest, so that's why. Okay. Give her a start mixture. Get her up and running. Bought the Mirage like a week ago, still haven't touched it. It's a wonderful plane. Absolutely wonderful plane. It's one of my favourite modules. I don't fly it as much these days just because it doesn't... It's kind of without a home in DCS, to be honest. It needs a good 80s era BVR server. It's too modern for the Cold War server, but it's also too... I want to say it's too old for Growling Sidewinder. You can fuck people up on Growling Sidewinder, but it takes a lot more work. And you can't really play to its strengths as much. But it's a lot of fun to fly. A very good dogfighter. Very, very good dogfighter. Yeah, Tempest does as well. That's the thing, if you can get close to somebody without being spotted in GS, the Mirage will fuck them up, but the issue is getting there and not getting AMRAM'd. Try and at least somewhat stay on the runway. Up. I'm not sure if you're meant to take off with flap in the Typhoon. Generally speaking, most British World War II planes you don't, but might be different in the Tiffy, not sure. $15 regular, 30 for heavy loads. There we go. So we will use takeoff flap next flight then. thing I'm noticing is I don't really have to put a whole lot of rudder trim on this thing to keep it pointing straight in flight, at least not at cruise power. Or max continuous, really, is what I'm doing. Yeah, but ED have a thing where they tend to make a specific plane of a specific block of a specific serial number of a specific year. They don't always do it, hence we got the lightning pod on the Hornet and a few other Frankenplane things, but they tend to stick more doggedly to this is a US Air Force F-16 or this is a US Navy F-18, whereas other developers tend to throw in a bit more to play with. So we're heading 140-ish, which is not the direction we want to go. We're going to go more to the right, on the other side of the river. I forgot it's, actually no, I'm still looking at the wrong part of the map, aren't I? This is the direction we want to go, south-southeast. Oh, well, I wonder where the combat's happening. I also don't remember which button my rockets are bound to. So that will be interesting to find out. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Instinctively trying to zoom with the slider like I'm playing DCS. Okay, we've got some ground units down there, they're probably friendly. Blue over there. So those will be enemy units. We'll go hit them if we can. I'm not seeing the red smoke. So I'll go past the blue just to make sure I am hitting enemy units. We're heading straight south now, so everything on my left... Huh. Technically everything on my left would be, you would think, friendly if we're heading south, but apparently not. I might be a bit further over the lines than I thought I was. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I think we're actually in behind the Germans. Gorodish is, I think, possibly that town. Maybe. Which should make everything here enemy. It's a bit of a salient in the river. Yeah, this has to be enemy, surely. I mean, I guess the method of finding out is flying low over them. And seeing if they shoot at me. Which they are not doing. Maybe go low over this cluster. Try and get low enough for small arms at least. They're not firing. And apparently this server uses, like, both teams' ground units to generate these ground positions, so I can't really ID the vehicles and attack them based on that. Surely they're German, though. For AAA it does? Oh, okay. Too bad there doesn't appear to be any left. Tanks are stuff that respects the actual teams. Then that would be a German position. Because those are German tanks. Now the moment of truth. I think I missed. Oh, they're fucking HE rockets, aren't they? I'm dumb. It was a waste of rockets, but at least we managed to find a German position. Oh, I got a speck off my nose. Hello. 2 specks off my nose. What are you? Flak bursts is what they are. So there's somebody up there that's pissing it off. Can't actually see the aircraft though. Which is concerning. Or is that just very inaccurately aimed at me? I can't tell. Surely that's not for me. Don't see anyone else around here, so yeah, that might be for me. Really must be a late war mission. Where the fuck is the Luftwaffe? A little concerned about that fuel. Oh no, there we go, it's switched over. I wish DCS smoke looked this good. Notice how it actually fades out with distance, it doesn't just end. It looks much more natural. DCS smoke is getting there, but it isn't quite there yet. I'll say that much. How'd you like going up against F-16s with no Link 16? In what? And with what weaponry? In the Mirage? Yeah. That could work. It'd be even better if they had Sparrows and or like earlier AIM-120s like A's or something. 120Bs could maybe work. C's are a bit much still. Also, the 16's radar needs to be slapped back to reality. .0412. Oh wow, they're way up there. Like, what the fuck? Oh, there. North of me. Okay. Interesting. RDM. Ah, the radar demert. Wow, Gurn, very rude. Man, I saw there were 60 people on, and I was hoping it would be nice and action-packed. What the fuck is this? I'd fall asleep. Oh, now they're down south by Kubinka, where I was before. God damn it. Cannot win. No, we're flying a Typhoon. I did fire all my rockets, didn't I? Yeah, I did. He says, casually pressing the rocket trigger while pointed at friendly territory. Yeah, they're down south. Oh my god, dude. They're literally where I was before. Hey, Plub. We're, doing some IL-2, but we're not finding anybody. Yeah, I just got the test results back earlier. Well, it is just a flu or cold or something. It's not the dreaded plague. Not the plane, Gurn, the missile. Minutes until mission end. God damn it. Well, where's an airfield? We'll set it down. I might actually end the stream, guys. I don't want to lose my voice, which will be particularly easy to do at the moment. And then I'll probably stream again tomorrow. Or if not tomorrow, then I'll definitely stream... Oh, actually tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it? Fuck. Just totally fucked up my rhythm. Yeah, I might stream tomorrow or Sunday, and then there'll be the regular Armor stream as well on Monday. Appreciate it, Philip. Yeah. I should be right as rain probably like a day or two. It's weird that it's taken like this long to clear up. Usually, like I said, it's 24 hours of death and then I'm fine. But this has been like a slow flu. Symptoms haven't been as bad, but it's lasting longer. When are you going back to work? Next week. So I usually work Thursdays and Fridays, hence today would be my second day at work of the week. So unless I get called in for a shift earlier, which I shouldn't since we don't open until Thursday, yeah, I'll be working Thursday, Friday again after. I'll be fine by then. I'm not sure we're going to find a runway to set this on before the mission ends. We just went past an airfield a little ways ago. Technically any old bit of flat grass should do, but we are in a big heavy plane, so I do want to be a little careful about where I put it down. Navigating on the Moscow map be like. I actually got my feet off the pedals. I'm having to put in a bit of left stick to counter the torque roll, but the way I've got it trimmed now, which is almost neutral trim, it's quite happily flying straight as an arrow. Smoke. Oh, there's an airfield there. Yeah, it must be the other end of the front down there. We'll land at this airfield. Closing canopy, no. No, you leave it open. I opened it for a reason. I do indeed. Oops, wrong button. I keep doing that, I keep forgetting I'm not in DCS. That bind does not do the same thing in this. Little bounce again. Easy to forget how high up you're sitting in this after flying the Spitfire. I don't know about the Nation Pack. I probably should get back into War Game, but don't know when. Probably not anytime real soon. There we go. Well, we didn't even see an enemy aircraft. We kind of vaguely shot rockets at a tank and missed. Successful mission? Forced landing, what? Oh, because it's not an active airbase, I guess. Whatever, it's the end of the mission. Yeah, I'll hop off. I will let the auto host do its thing today, I think, guys. And I will see you all either tomorrow or the day after. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay well. Don't end up like me. And I'll catch you all later.